Are you looking for the best Asus monitor? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best Asus monitor on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Asus ROG Swift PG32UQ. The ROG Swift PG32UQ has specs to let any high-powered gaming PC push the limits of the latest games. Native 4K resolution and a 144Hz refresh rate pair well with powerful graphics cards. But this monitor's advanced connectivity set it apart from the competition. The two HDMI 2.1 ports make it one of the best monitors for PS5 and Xbox Series X. The PG32UQ also offers great colors, contrast, and HDR for a gaming monitor. The occasional Adobe user will be more than happy with this monitor's impressive brightness and color range. That said, we would emphasize that this is a gaming monitor. The PG32UQ's just average local dimming and backlight bleeding, while minor in the grand scheme of things, could interfere with the picture-perfect color reproduction that image and video editors covet. A 4K 144Hz display with HDMI 2.1 and HDR600, the Asus ROG Swift PG32UQ is a perfect pick for PC and console players who want to see games in their best light. Size, 32-inch. Resolution, 3840 by 2160, 4K. Panel type, IPS. Refresh rate, 144 Hz, 155 Hz overclocked. Response time, 1 millisecond. Ports, HDMI 2.1, 2, DisplayPort 1.4. USB 3.0, headphone. Ergonomics, tilt, swivel, height adjustable, VESA mountable. Variable refresh rate, G-Sync compatible, FreeSync. HDR, HDR600. Speakers, 5W, 2. Number 2. Asus ROG STX XG27Q. While it doesn't reach the highest heights of 4K at 144 Hz, the Asus ROG STX XG27Q delivers a very sensible 1440p at 144 Hz, which should still allow most players to hit the ideal specs for their systems. For players with graphics power to burn, you can overclock the monitor to hit 170 Hz, giving you a nice frame rate bump for less resource-intensive esports like League of Legends. Beyond the panel itself, we like the full ergonomic adjustability of this monitor. Its wide viewing angles also make it a good option for co-op gaming. It could benefit from higher brightness and better contrast, but it still paints a vivid, immersive picture. If you're interested in curved monitors, it's worth noting that there's a curved version of this display, the Asus ROG STX XG32VC. A high refresh rate and wide viewing angles make this monitor fit for intense single-player and multiplayer gaming. Size, 27-inch. Resolution, 2560 by 1440. Panel type, IPS. Refresh rate, 144 Hz, 170 Hz overclocked. Response time, 1 millisecond. Ports, HDMI 2.0, 2, DisplayPort 1.2, headphone. Ergonomics, tilt, swivel, pivot, height adjustable, VESA mountable. Variable refresh rate, G-Sync compatible, FreeSync. HDR, HDR400. Speakers, 2W, 2. Number 3. Asus ProArt Display PA329CV. While we see gaming as Asus' strong suit when it comes to displays, don't count out its ProArt creative production monitors, either. The ProArt PA329CV features high accuracy that creates strong color reproduction. Measuring color accuracy is a bit trickier than gaming performance. But the PA329CV has plenty to offer, with 100% sRGB, Delta E less than 2, Kalman verified calibration, and more. If that all sounded like gibberish, it means the PA329CV can reproduce color at a higher level than most displays, making it a good fit for artists who need to discern and work with very similar colors and shading. It's an especially convenient pick for artists working with a MacBook Pro or any laptop with a Thunderbolt connection. The PA329CV supports DisplayPort Alt mode, enabling you to connect your laptop to the display through a Thunderbolt or DP Alt-enabled USB-C port. It also supports 65W charging, enough to power and charge your laptop while it's connected. For more on DP Alt mode, check out our guide to the best USB-C monitors. Size, 32-inch. Resolution, 3840 by 2160, 4K. Panel type, IPS. Refresh rate, 60 Hz. Response time, 5 milliseconds. Ports, HDMI 2.0, 2, DisplayPort 1.2, USB-C W/90W power delivery, USB-A 3.2, 4, headphone. Ergonomics, tilt, swivel, pivot, height adjustable, Visa mountable. Variable refresh rate, none. HDR, HDR10, 400 nits. Speakers, 2W, 2. Number 4. Asus ROG STX XG349C. Gamers chasing the most immersive cinematic gameplay experiences may fall in love with a curved ultra-wide gaming monitor like the Asus ROG STX XG349C, which extends your games to the far reaches of your peripheral vision. The 34-inch, 21:9 display delivers a stunning picture and delivers a first-person experience that better simulates your actual field of view than a conventional 16:9 display. With HDMI 2.0, DisplayPort 1.4, powered USB-C, and USB-A, you have a whole hub of ports and connections, too. As with other lists, we feel compelled to warn people who have never tried a curved display that it is a bit of an acquired taste, and we suggest that you try the XG349C or another curved ultra-wide monitor before locking in and buying one. That said, if you're into them, the XG349C is a very solid choice for this specific niche. The 21:9 Asus ROG STX XG349C is a strong ultra-wide gaming monitor that lets you optimize for immersion. Size, 34-inch. Resolution, 3440 by 1440, 21:9. Panel type, IPS. Refresh rate, 144 Hz, 180 Hz overclocked. Response time, 1 millisecond. Ports, HDMI 2.0, 2, DisplayPort 1.4, USB-C W/18W power delivery, USB-A 3.2, 2, USB 3.0, 2, headphone. Ergonomics, tilt, swivel, height adjustable, Visa mountable. Variable refresh rate, G-Sync compatible, FreeSync. HDR, HDR 400. Speakers, 2W, 2. Number 5. Asus ProArt PA34VC. The PA34VC is a unicorn in Asus catalog. While most of our recommendations specifically HEW towards gaming or creative production, the Asus ProArt PA34VC finds a happy medium between the two. The large, 4K display features 100% sRGB support for high color accuracy. The 34-inch curved display helps with productivity for most office tasks. A 100 Hz refresh rate plus FreeSync is suitable for casual gaming. Ergonomics and port selection are the PA34VC's strongest elements, with the standout being two powered Thunderbolt 3 ports. No one feature falls by the wayside. Everything is just above average. That makes the PA34VC a great fit for someone who does just a little bit of everything. It has neither the advanced color grading nor the gaming features to satisfy power users in either camp, but it's a great upgrade for anyone who wants to dabble in both worlds. The Asus ProArt PA34VC is a jack-of-all-trades display for casual creatives, gamers, and home office workers. Size, 34-inch. Resolution, 3840 by 2160, 4K. Panel type, IPS. Refresh rate, 100 Hz. Response time, 5 milliseconds. Ports, Thunderbolt 3, 2, W/60W power delivery, HDMI 2.0, 2, DisplayPort 1.2, USB-A 3.2, 3, headphone. Ergonomics, tilt, swivel, height adjustable, Visa mountable. Variable refresh rate, FreeSync. HDR10. Speakers, 2W, 2. Number 6. Asus TUF Gaming VG27AQ. The Asus TUF Gaming VG27AQ is one of our favorite cheap gaming monitors. For around $350, you get just enough power and performance to tackle any gaming moment. The screen has just the right specs to make mid and high-powered systems look sharp. A 27-inch 1440p screen that maxes out at 144 Hz, it's exactly the kind of monitor most players need. It lacks any specific flourishes, but most gaming monitors get boiled down to core visual specs anyways. The VG27AQ gives you what you need. No more. No less. This affordable monitor has the gaming specs you need, and none of the pricey extras. Size, 27-inch. Native resolution, 2560 by 1440. Panel type, IPS. Refresh rate, 144 Hz, 165 Hz overclocked. Response time, 1 millisecond. Ports, HDMI 2.0, 2, DisplayPort 1.2, headphone. Ergonomics, tilt, swivel, pivot, height adjustable, VESA mountable. Variable refresh rate, G-Sync compatible, FreeSync. HDR10. Speakers, 2W, 2.